What's happening, guys? It's me, Adam, from Unstoppable Acting Studio, and in this video I'm going to talk to you all about why more actors should be thinking about using YouTube. Okay, so we all know about YouTube as a platform. I'm pretty sure that the majority of the world right now has watched some kind of YouTube video in some way. And believe it or not, it's only been in our lives for the past 15 years. The first ever YouTube video was a trip to the zoo by one of the creators of YouTube. And since then it's obviously blown up through all proportions. And you obviously know that there's YouTubers out there who are making money, who are making a living off of putting videos out there on YouTube. But the question I'm going to answer in this video is, how can actors start to utilize and use YouTube as a platform for them? So the great Tony Robbins once said this: leaders anticipate, losers react. And if we start to consider the potential that YouTube has in the future, it is really something that I feel actors should really start opening their eyes up to what the possibilities are here on this platform. So if we take the journey of how YouTube has grown revenue-wise year on year on year, you can see that it has grown exponentially over just this short period of time. And actually, if we look at the projected figures of how much revenue that YouTube think it will be making in the next 10 years, you can see it's almost estimating that it's going to double the amount of revenue. That's through ad spend, through companies using YouTube more and more and more. So there's lots of money being revolved around YouTube. Now, if we just take a step back here, I'm going to share a little story, a little analogy with you that's going to let you into my way of thinking as to how actors can start using this platform and possibly start gaining some revenue for themselves through the platform also. And in order to do that, we're going to have to go way, way back to the start of the 20th century, the 1900s. Stay with me, guys, this history lesson has a purpose. Okay, I'm not going to give you a huge boring history lesson, I'm just going to give you some facts here. We're back in the early 1900s at the birth of the moving picture. For the first time, people are seeing images that are moving in front of them. And how they're seeing this, how they're consuming those images, is by going into a booth in carnivals that are traveling around the country and watching this really, really novelty thing that they watch, these very short 1-2 minute movies, moving pictures, and they come out experiencing something they've never seen before. Adolf Zucker, an Austrian man, is watching from the sidelines. He sees these people go into these booths, he sees them watch these 2-minute moving pictures, and he sees the huge potential. He is the first person who says that they want to turn these short films into massive feature-length films. He's the man who begins to think about the birth of the feature film, and within that, cinema and the movie industry as we know it. Adolf Zucker is the man who started Paramount Pictures and starts to make the moving picture industry move in a way that it never ever has before. Instead of these 1 to 2 minute films, he's now making 90-minute films. And of course, he had his doubters at the time. He had people that thought this was a stupid idea, that who would want to watch these 90-minute long moving pictures. A century later, we see that all those doubts were completely irrelevant. The cinema industry has absolutely blown up. But here we are in 2020, and people are starting to consume their entertainment in many, many different ways. And that's where I think actors and YouTube come together in synergy, people. So, do you see any similarities to the start of the 20th century and the birth of the moving picture to where we're at right now in the 21st century to the birth of YouTube? As I stated in the start of this video, YouTube was only formed 15 years ago. Right now it's been known for funny videos of cats and, famous YouTube people out there doing all sorts of weird and wacky stuff. And it's kind of being undermined as this thing that's just for kids, as this thing just for young people, or it is a secondary form of entertainment. But more and more people are logging into YouTube for entertainment purposes, or to learn something about a topic. It is vastly becoming one of the go-to places that people go to consume the moving picture. So on that note, would it be fair to say that we could foresee a future in the next 10, 20 years where YouTube swallow up more and more viewers and more of an audience, and that the TV and film industry might become less relevant over time. Now, YouTube is completely a platform for people like you and me to make content, to make videos. That could be educational videos, but also entertainment videos as well. And if you think about it, right now, we are at the stage where it is still a very low level entry point, as in anybody could pick up a camera, anybody could be posting videos onto YouTube. There is no money that you have to pay to put up a video. The barrier for entry is still very, very low. Now, of course, loads and loads of people are uploading YouTube videos and things, but if we look at this graph here, I'd still argue that we're at the early majority stage of people embracing YouTube as a medium, as a platform to upload their content. There's still a chance to get a piece of that action. And I want you to think about this. If you have an idea, a creative idea, a sitcom, a script, a drama, a short film, a movie, if you commit to uploading things regularly as an actor through the medium of YouTube, imagine potentially the snowball effect of progress that you could see. That a short film or episode or sketch show that you upload right now in 2020 is going to have a life beyond 2020. That it might reach right through to 2030. And eventually what will happen is you'll be able to monetize through this content that you upload. Roughly what you're looking at is around about 1,000 subscribers, makes you about £60 in revenue right now a month. Not life-changing amounts of money, but that is still a passive form of income for something that you can upload once and then never think about it again, really, yeah? So I think most people think that actors should be using YouTube to upload their monologues they've been practicing or their show reels, but I actually think there is an extra layer of depth as to how the actor can be using YouTube. So why not start thinking about uploading your own content to YouTube? Why not get a group of people together who you've always had this great idea that you've wanted to set off with, and just see where it goes. It might blow up for you, it might come to nothing, but at the end of the day, you've got nothing to lose, and there's huge potential to be had from starting to embrace YouTube, from starting to maybe foresee some of the patterns that are going on, that this is a growing platform and that you want to be part of it before it might be too late to get in. So that is my 2 cents on why an actor should be thinking about YouTube a little bit more. If you thought these ideas were interesting, please let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you like this sort of thing, I upload weekly videos on acting tips, techniques, and having a mindset for success. So please click that subscribe button to get regular updates about what I've got going on this channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you again soon.